What's up, YouTube? It's Joel with your stimulus check and news update as of November 12th. So we have the infrastructure bill that was passed in the House and it's going to Biden's desk to be signed. But everyone is wondering what's in it for me. So we will go over that in detail. So we have Nancy Pelosi, who is insisting that the Build Back Better bill will pass next week, and some provisions that are set to be cut once the bill hits the Senate floor. Now, on the other side of that, you have Mitch McConnell, who is trying to work through Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema to drop the huge $1 trillion spending bill. And with prices climbing 6.2% year over year, we do have President Biden, who is saying that the stimulus checks did play a role in the rising cost and inflation. So we will go over all those details in just a moment. If you enjoyed this video, could you do me a huge favor and smash that like button for me and the YouTube algorithm? It really helps the channel out so much. It costs $0 and I really appreciate it. And please, if anyone asks you for personal info or to contact them on WhatsApp or by text, it's not me, it's fake, so please don't do it. So this huge $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill has been passed. Finally, and it was bipartisan, which is a great thing because it took Republicans and Democrats to bring it to passage. But with spending all this money, a lot of people are wondering what's in it for me. Those are my tax dollars. So I'm going to go over each piece of the bill and how it affects you, and then we will go over the next Build Back Better bill, the next $1.75 trillion bill, and see how you're going to get affected with that bill. So first things first, faster internet access for all across the United States. So a big focus from this infrastructure bill will go to extending high-speed internet into rural areas and helping low-income families pay their monthly broadband bill. Yes, you will not only get faster internet, but you're also going to get some help for paying for that faster internet if your income is low. They have budgeted $65 billion for this faster internet. So they're going to be building high-speed internet into areas that don't have reliable access. And this bill would require providers to offer an affordable plan for low-income families. And the bill will set aside $14 billion to make sure that low-income families can pay for that new faster internet. And it would also extend the emergency internet subsidies that the government put into place during the pandemic. And on top of this, there is the money in the Build Back Better plan to help low-income families get a free laptop, desktop, or tablet. These both tie together to make sure that people can get faster internet and actually have devices to use on that faster internet. So next is getting us some new and repairing broken roads, highways, and bridges. This is actually going to be the biggest part of the bill, and this will actually cost the most. They have actually budgeted $110 billion to pay for these repairs and replacements. So according to the White House, 173,000 miles of the country's highways and major roads and 45,000 bridges are in not so good condition. They're in poor condition. They have set aside almost $40 billion just for repairing and replacing these broken bridges. Next is making an investment into electric vehicles, including building a national network of charging stations for people to charge their electric vehicles. They have budgeted $15 billion for this part of the bill. This bill will invest into electric vehicles, charging stations, as well as electric buses and electric vehicle chargers alongside the highways. So whenever people travel, they have somewhere to charge. On top of this, there's tax credits that people would get for buying electric vehicles. So they're incentivizing people to buy more electric cars. So let me know in the comment section if you're planning on buying an electric car. Next is getting us safer and more modern airports. They have budgeted $25 billion for airport maintenance and improvements to repair and upgrade runways and gates. Next is getting us cleaner, safer water to drink. They have budgeted $55 billion to replace lead pipes across the country and build out a water infrastructure in low-income communities. Next is they want to upgrade the power grid. So the White House has said that power outages cost the U.S. economy up to $70 billion annually. So they have budgeted $73 billion to update the nation's power grid by replacing old power lines and cables, and they want to invest into clean energy research. And the last part is they want to expand public transit. The White House said that 24,000 buses, 5,000 rail cars, and 200 transit stations are in need of repair. So they have budgeted $39 billion to improve the nation's transit system. So this is where all that hard-earned money that you pay towards taxes is going. So let me know if this affects you or not, and if you think this was the way to go for our country with infrastructure and how this money is being spent in the comments section. So now Nancy Pelosi is insisting that the House will pass the huge $1.75 Build Back Better bill next week. Now this is the human infrastructure bill with money for all Americans. Now they can bring the vote to the House floor, which is expected to pass with flying colors, no problem in the House. Now, the real question is when it cuts to the Senate. Is it gonna pass there? Well, Mitch McConnell is upping his pressure on Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema to be the ones to make sure that this bill is right, or just to sink the bill and not have it pass at all. Mitch McConnell said the two Senate Democrats who are resisting Joe Manchin from West Virginia and Kyrsten Sinema from Arizona. We'll see how strong they are. They could kill the whole thing, either one of them. A lot of people are concerned about inflation and are feeling it in their everyday lives. We even had Joe Manchin who said this in a tweet. By all accounts, the threat posed by record inflation to the American people is not transitory and is instead getting worse. From the grocery store to the gas pump, Americans know that inflation tax is real, and DC can no longer ignore the economic pain Americans are feeling every day. So now we do know that the Senate is planning to cut certain provisions in this future bill, like Medicare expansion, paid family and medical leave, and including an immigration piece that was thrown in there. But a lot of people are more concerned about putting more money into the economy and causing more inflation. So even the president said stimulus funds that he signed into law, talking about the American Rescue Act, are in part to blame for the demand exceeding the supply of goods, which is causing a backlog at major U.S. ports and the highest rate of annual inflation since 1990. So you can see in this chart the huge increase in inflation, which it is at 6.2%, which is in turn affecting everybody's everyday expenses. So let me know down in the comments section what you think about all this inflation, if you feel good about doing more stimulus, and should we or should we not pass these bills, because we are experiencing the highest inflation in over 30 years and it's really hitting everybody's pocket. But please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all stimulus and economic news that affects you, and learn how to build some wealth and hear the real news. I appreciate every one of you subscribers and watchers. This is Joel with Your Life Investing. Until next time,